Hello all, just wanted to give you a real quick tutorial to follow up on some of our Proctor training that we had. So the first thing you're going to do is log into the MAP NWEA site right up here. Not a big deal, just do a search for NWEA MAP if you can't find it, and it should bring you right to this page. I'll log in using my email or my username and the password that was assigned last year if you were here, or we just recently sent to you via email. Now we're not expecting you to remember those, so you can always go down here and hit forgot username, which will send an email to you and show you how to reset your password. So I've got my password all set up here. I'm going to log in. It takes just a second sometimes to log in, and I get to a page that'll look something like this. So I'm logged in as myself as an admin, so I might have a few more options on here that you'll see as a proctor or an instructor. Over here I'm going to go down to manage test sessions. So my first step is to find some students to test, or to select a saved testing session. So for the first test on Wednesday, you're going to have to create a testing session. And after that, if you decide to save the session, you can use the same sessions over and over again, select students and deselect students, and just add a new test. So for this first round, I'm going to find some students to select. I am going to have to select the school that I am part of. For most of us, it'll be the middle school here. You can select the grade, we'll say 7th grade. The instructors will only be one instructor for this because we're only using the English teachers, the language arts teachers, to instruct, the groups. Get on here to classes, and let's say we're going to choose this 7th grade language arts class with Miss Culligan. So this is the B block, the class that has language arts of B block. Then I'm going to search for those students because that'll give me a nice filter. This is that list of students. Then what I'm going to do is go through and just deselect the OLC students that were given to me on the OLC roster sheet, and or on the back of the MAP scheduling that's been shared through the cycle planner. Once I have deselected all my OLC students, I will add the students that are there. You'll see them down here. So now my students have been added to this student list. Next step is to get those students up and running on a test and get that session started. So what I'm going to do is go up here and I am going to select the students, hit assign test, choose a test for them. The first day is going to be the Math Common Core 6+ test, so I'll select that one there and assign the test to them. So now we have all our students grouped. We've got a test assigned. We're going to go down here and we are going to test now. So as you can see, we've got our usual MAP dashboard here, and we've got a testing session name that MAP has generated for us. This one happens to be Stuff 7585. That's for that session. And the session password, which gets refreshed every 24 hours, is 3174. Over here you can see my list of students that I've selected, their last name, their first name, and their status. So we're right now awaiting the students to log in and get started from that MAP lockdown browser to take this math test. So right now I can't do a whole heck of a lot until they're all ready to go. But once they are ready to go, I can go over here and select all students, or select the to be confirmed students if this changes to be confirmed. I can even select testing. So here's where I select my students. So what I would do is probably once everybody's up and ready to go, waiting to be confirmed, I would select all those students. I would then select an action to confirm. Here's where I also have my dashboard to pause and resume, suspend a test for up to 24 days, terminate a test, which is really only used when I select the wrong test for the group of students. That will cancel the test and eliminate it. And then test again, which is sort of what you do after you have terminated a test. Over here you can see I can assign other tests to the same group if I need to for the next day. So once all of those students have been confirmed and started the test, there'll be a testing procedure that'll go on for between 40 and about 45 questions. All right. And once everybody has completed the test, I can then end this testing session. Please record, either write down on a piece of paper or take a picture of your testing session name and your password just in case it's needed a little bit later on. So when all of these students have completed their tests, we can just go here, end the testing session. You'll notice that the testing session name is here. You can rename this session if you'd like to, or you can just keep it the way it is. They're pretty simple. MAP assigns a pretty simple one. You can assign, you can make it your own testing session name. If you want to, you can call it the day and the group that you're testing. So that would be like Wednesday, LA for language arts, the grade 7th, LA 7, and then the group B, which would be for B block. I've got two choices down here. Once I've ended that testing session, I can save and exit. This saves that group of students in a session, which is nice for the next day if you're going to use the same group of students. Or I can delete the session, which just means that you have to go through that selection process for the next test. Not a big deal to do either one. This one will save you a little bit of work. You'll still get a new password for that, so you can't use the same password, but you can keep that test session alive, that group of students. For me, I'll save that test session, and I'm back here, and you can see down here that test session, stuff 7585 is right here, ready to go for the next day. Easy enough. I would just select that the next day and get ready to edit my session. All right. Here's where I can select the students that are there. Here I can unclick students who are absent or students who now are going to OLC because they haven't before. I can assign a new test. So the next day is the science test. I'll go down here to general science. Arrow, assign. And that group of students has now been assigned that. I go through that same procedure to test now. And that's really all there is to it. Pretty easy. Thanks.